Hey everybody, welcome back to 100 Days of Stopping Smoking. Day 96 is done. That's right, 4 more days. It's kind of hard to believe. I mean, I've been at this now for over 3 months. Kind of weird, you know. And yet, yeah. I mean, I can honestly say to you that I feel within a 99.999% accuracy that I will make it to 100 days without having a cigarette. I'm determined on this, definitely for the purposes of the vlog and for the purposes of my son. And I have no doubt that I'm going to go further with this. But, it to sit there and say never is something that it's I don't know. It's setting myself up to fail kind of mentality. Whereas if I say I'm not going to do it in this 100 days, that's something doable. Was it Unbreakable? Kimmy Schmidt. You can endure anything for 10 seconds. It's pretty much the same thing. As long as you keep the goal relatively small, you can do it. So I'm going to sit there and say I'm going to definitely make it to the end of the 100 days, and then we'll go from it after that. That's the mentality of breaking any habit. Until the habit becomes the new habit forms, and then you stop talking about it, and stop thinking about it. I haven't thought about it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. With little B around or Brennan, I haven't had a chance. These cycles that you just have to constantly tend to the baby. So it's if you're not sleeping and the other one's taking care of the baby, then you're awake and you're making sure it's either being fed, being held, being changed, being wiped, being burped, those 5 things. So, because he does not like to lie down, and I know there's videos and doctor testimonials saying they need to have their own space, they need to lie down. But you know what? At 4 weeks old, less than 4 weeks old, the kid wants to be with his parents. We want to be with him. Damn it, we'll hold them. So, and ladies, there's nothing but more awesome than having your baby lying on your chest while you're playing Skyrim, watching the Brady Bunch. That's what I'm watching these days. Or whatever. There's nothing more awesome than just bonding a little bit with your kid. Another great thing that we've taken to doing too, because he's awake more often now, and so his eyes are open, is we'll just sort of stare at each other. It'll be like, and I'll be like, and so there's no words being said, but we just sort of stare at each other, and it's kind of cool. He's looking at me like, who are you? And I'm looking at him going, I can't believe I made part of you. Yeah. Anyways, enough of the feels. So yeah, it's basically my goal is to by day 100 to have sort of an episode that covers any sort of parting shots of wisdom about my experience that maybe will help you out. Things I've learned, although most likely you'll probably find them over the previous 100 days in some other way, shape, or form. I will say this is that, I really couldn't have done it without a couple of things. One is, I think little B coming along has definitely had sort of an impact on it. But you never want to make that your higher goal. Make another person your higher goal, you're going to fail every time. And I think I talked about that. It wasn't necessarily that it was him as it was the idea of my son. The idea of not wanting to show myself as a smoker to my son. That I think has been the strong fuel that's fueled me through this. But it's not just that. It's having you guys out there leaving through the comments, letting me know what's going on with you in this process. Checking in on some of your videos about it. The arguments versus e-cig versus non-e-cig. Just talking about it, and talking about it in a way that isn't defeatist. And that's another thing. Is I think to a certain degree. Well, the cat's going to knock off a can. I'll be right back. Come back here. Get up. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know what? I'll talk about that on the day at 100. All I got to say is thank you guys so much. I cannot begin to thank you enough because you guys are a major part of this whole stopping smoking thing. As well as Yeah, I talked to last time about, hey, let's start a new series up, and maybe it's like, let's, interview different channels. And already Mike from the Gadget Addicts put his foot forward. Thank you, Mike. Let's definitely do that. And let's get something going. Let's get something started. And then, Derek, I'm calling you out. Chris, probably not going to get to talk to you about this before the 100 days is up, but let's do an interview together. Let's do that. Anybody else? Leave it in the comments. I'm happy to talk about your channel, talk about what's what brought you to YouTube, stuff like that. It should be, we'll make it sort of like the Tonight Show of, well, no, I'm not that entertaining, but something sort of like the Dick Cavett of YouTube. How about that? If you get it, then you're way too old. So yeah, all right. That's going to be it for today. I'm not smoking. That's the important thing. I'll see you guys hopefully one more or two more times before the big day 100 comes around. But until then, thanks, and everything. Thanks for watching. The rest is silence. Take care, guys.